Yo,
Let's
yo.
unmute ourselves, like that.
How we doing? How we
See, I'm getting used to this. I'm good, but I'm getting used to this. I don't usually do the starting thing. We just meant to have the countdown. That flopped. That
Mad.
flopped. I had to just look at it like, you know what? I don't even care about this no more. I swear to God.
How we doing?
Also, I'm good, I'm good, as they say.
What's been cracking?
Sorry, guys. I'm just a bit busy because I'm finalising things for the 3rd and the 4th. Boy.
What am I gonna explain that? Is that how we're gonna start this off? We're gonna start this off with me explaining what's going on next week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's get it. So, guys, if you do not know, for those who are watching and for those who are watching this after, we currently are going through a good time in this. What would you call it? Company, brand, everything. I don't know. We're going for a good time. So, if you don't know, get to know, because next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, which is the 3rd and 4th of August, we are doing a live audition at Brent Cross. So no matter where you live, if you are at Brent Cross, or you come from South and you come to Brent Cross, or if you come from North, East, West, South, everywhere. Have I missed something? North, East, South, West. No, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, North, East, South, or West.
Yeah, or all the in-betweens and that. If you are
South,
down
East,
them
South,
sides,
North,
you get
East,
me.
North.
Anywhere you come from and you're in Brent Cross and you have a talent, we'll be there in the middle. So in the main part of Brent Cross, where you'll be able to show off your talent, whether you sing, dance, rap, spoken word, sing, dance, rap, spoken word, and filmmaking. But filmmaking is going to be a little bit difficult, but we have something for you lots to do. But anything you do them times there, like if you're there and you want to just show people Wagwan, you gotta show your skills, man. This is your chance, your time to do a live audition. So it's nothing like the X Factor or anything. Like no pressure. You just go and perform in front of a bunch of random strangers.
No pressure.
No pressure. Like no pressure at all. What you mean? So if you have friends, family, like if you were a grandma as well, if you're a grandma, grandfather, uncle, auntie, anybody, and you know your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, great grandchild, great grandniece, whatever, if you know they got a talent, send them down to Brent Cross, because this will be their opportunity to show the world what gone. And Jerome's got his Hearts of Talent t-shirt on, which I currently don't have.
No, but you know what? That might be my new tattoo. I might just stick it there.
What you gonna put Hearts of Talent on your you
just
gonna
tattoo for life.
Got Hearts of Talent.
He got that there. For me, I don't know. That's a heavy commitment, to get a tattoo. Like,
I'll get a temporary one. I'll get them made. We could just rock them.
Well, okay. Oh yeah, we should do that, guys. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff we was meant to do.
I'll see what it's like to get a neck ting, like a little neck.
I
actually haven't got a tattoo. I haven't got a tattoo yet, so I haven't joined the hype like some people.
Like Angelina.
You can see it right there, peeping its eye. But yes, I haven't been around for the last 2 weeks. It's been a very hectic time for me. So apologies to all the viewers and all the team.
Not accepted.
But I'm back. They had a chance to miss me. I give hugs before they get a chance to kiss me. Jeez.
So they'll be seeing Jerome live on the 3rd or 4th. He'll be busting some moves for the people them.
Oh yeah, we got to do our clash, innit?
Oh yeah.
It's like Battle of the Bands.
Don't worry.
So it's me versus Amoy. Is it me versus Amoy, innit?
Everyone.
Oh, is it all on all clash?
Me.
Okay,
it's an all on all clash. It's like Angelina feels like she can get out of this cash.
I'm down for it.
She's a professional. She's still coming last. I don't care.
Wow! Dirty talk. Deep.
Yeah. Wait, let's just train hard, man. Train hard. Good evening, Jazz.
Me, like, I got it. Jerome said good evening, love.
Good evening, how are you doing?
heaving in. I'm all good.
He said heaving in. He's all good.
Heaving in.
I tell the viewers every time, my mum is here.
Literally.
She is never far.
How
I just wanted
to ask some of you, obviously there was a lot of floods. How did that affect you over the weekend, or did it even affect you up in the northwest side?
Nope.
You know, affect.
No floods. Well, no floods for us over here.
We had floods down here.
Even say it had floods.
East and southeast had floods. It was mad.
I saw you were walking walls like Spider-Man. You thought you were a free runner.
Yeah, I had to become. You know, when there's, whenever there's a test, I just conquer it. I turn into a kid. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's turn this into fun. Floor is lava.
I'm sorry.
100%. How are you dealing with that though? Because like, I know in Northwest we don't kind of deal with the. Do you know what? I feel like in Northwest we're kind of blessed down these sides, like because we don't get the madness. So how are you feeling about that?
I mean, I'm okay. To be fair, I thrive in challenges. That is where I thrive. But it is unfortunate to see how it affects families. So I know that a couple of weeks ago there was floods in Shepherd's Bush, and there's been a lot of families that have been housed in Hilton, and then recently, obviously in Walthamstow, in southeast London, there's been floods all over across London. To be fair, and a lot of people's businesses and houses have been affected. So it seems like only today where things are starting to kind of dry up and cleanups are happening. So it's just another thing on top of everything else that's happening. And some would say revelations seem to be coming to pass at the moment.
Yeah.
So they say, you know, floods are happening, and you know, in the midst of it, you can't control nature, man. When nature wants to take over, you just got to flow with it. So for me, I don't really get caught up in a lot of the stuff that this flood will take is generally, you know, material stuff, and that can all be replaced. It can all be rebuilt or even built even better. But it's people that I always worry about. So, you know, you can't replace people. So it's important that we look out for each other, show up, and, you know, come with that community spirit.
Of course. And that's what it's about. Like it's not to say it's a good time for this to happen, but you kind of get to see the normality of communities coming together, people actually, because I was watching the news and I seen like loads of.
You've gone on mute, Amoy. You've disappeared on us. Sound wise.
I don't know what happened. Can you not see me now?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Okay, cool. Now I was saying that how I was watching the news and I seen how like people came as a community and was caring for the elderly, and like they was putting the elderly first, and like it was amazing to see that sense of humanity, because I feel like our humane side, I should say, was kind of lost for a period of time due to the COVID, because no one knew how to be human again because we had to adapt to the new times. And it was cool to see people like coming together. It felt normal again.
Yeah. And so today we wanted to really touch on each other, really, in terms of
Do we now?
Do we want to go there? we got some gems. So we thought, we've been interviewing people for a long time now, but no one
13 episodes, guys. This is episode 13. It doesn't feel like that.
You know,
that's
like
crazy.
That.
So, and during that process, we hadn't really got to know each other, you know, in terms of, well, we have, but I mean, the viewers haven't got to know us. So we thought we might just use this episode to introduce each other, discover some vulnerabilities, talk some power talks, energize.
Discover what now?
Some vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
we're just gonna open the shell, just open it to people.
She's like, what? Like,
I had to do my face. I was like, I can't be a catfish. You put a nice photo up and I was looking the other way. So I was like, okay, give myself, you know, that good 20 minutes, at least be decent.
I mean, look at me. Like, I had a brush today. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you
cool.
natural beauty, not me. That's you,
Glowing,
girl.
melanated skin is beautiful, man. What are you talking about?
I know.
This
It cannot lie. No, but no, you have your rough
glow.
days. I got this. I got the breakouts right now.
Oh, you and me both. The
There's some
mask,
wrinkle in your-
my hair's not done. I'm waiting on Jasmine Dale. No, my hairdresser, the one and only, to fix up my head. Waiting for my appointment. Gonna big her up. You know, Hospicare Limited, Blackbird Hill, North Wheezy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What they say, North Wheezy.
Yeah, Barber's there too. Dre wanna come down, get a good slick, you know.
No cap, no cap.
Let's do this. Yeah,
All
man.
right, let's jump
Yeah.
straight into this.
Amoy, what do you have for us?
Oh, well, so wait, why is everyone trying to make me go first? Like, why
I
can't you
wanted
go
to know. I just wanted to know if you had a question or if you wanted to touch on something.
Okay, cool.
You said something. You said you got a surprise for us. So I want to know, what is this? What is this story that you want to shell us with?
All right, cool. So I'll go first, and then probably Jerome, you can go second. Angelina, you go third. This is gonna be like a proper heart to heart. Like, this is what it's about. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty right now. So, all right, cool. So as everybody understands, I do music. I'm 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 what you call like an all rounder in this industry. Like, I don't like to stay in one place. I feel like you gotta explore your talent as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And that trip may have looked easy to people. Like, it was just like, you know what? She's so confident. She's so this and she's so that. But people don't know who you are behind the talent. You get what I'm saying? So it's quick for everyone to say to me, Amoy, like, I don't understand how you do it. Like, you're just so talented. Like, you're just this and you're that and you're so confident. But it took time to get there. And this is what my story is about. So let's get into it. I ain't gonna get emotional because I'm kind of over this story. Like, I'm not over it, but I'm like over in a sense of I'm not that person, and I can never be brought back into that kind of person again, because I've learned to understand, grow, and I've learned to understand myself as a person growing up. So let's start with how it started. So when I was in high school, I would say probably I was in year 8. Um, I before these times, I was so confident. Like, ask anyone that knew me when I was younger, that they'll be like, I used to just know I'm way in their mum shop, just bouncing off the walls, singing da 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 da. And then it got to a time when you get into high school, and high school is like a crucial point in your life where it kind of makes or breaks you in a sense of who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And that was that kind of moment for me where it made it kind of, it broke me, but then it made me again. So I was in year 8, and these two girls, like, they decided to pick on Amoy. For what reason, I have no idea. And I've been bullied. I can say here on live, I can tell everybody right now, I've been bullied when I was younger. I'm talking about, I've been beaten up when I was younger. I got beaten up for this just because I was myself. And these girls picked on me, they followed me like near my house, like not near my house, but on the same road as my house. And they followed me to that point. And like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what took over them, but like, they just like, they fought me. Like, they pulled my hair, like dragging like, I was getting beat up 2-on-1. These times I'm in year 8. So you can imagine, I'm probably 12, 13 at that point. So can you imagine what that's done to a 13-year-old? Like, it's completely like shaking me up. So I'm on my way to my mum and dad's shop now. And like, you know when a parent can sense something's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But like, my mum is that person. Like, she knows what's wrong with me, whether I like it or not. And she was like, what's wrong? My older brother was there as well. And they were like, what's wrong with you, Amoy? I'm saying I'm fine. Burst out into tears, yo. I'm talking about bawling. And like, they didn't understand why until I told my mum I got beaten up. And like, that was one point in my life where I kind of didn't feel like anything, because it was just like I got beaten up for no reason. Didn't know why these people hated me. Didn't know why they beat me up. Didn't know anything. And it was like my mom was so upset, because it was just like you see the transition from the happier boy to this girl that's 13, probably 13 or 12, just starting her high school life, going into that point of, okay, like she's not the person that she used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I mean these girls, like they basically they ruined me as a person. So it was a thing where I didn't do nothing no more. I kind of started to look at myself a little bit different. Like I'm talking about, when you go through that point in life where you just look at yourself in the mirror and you don't learn to appreciate yourself. I started to not appreciate myself. I didn't think I was worth it. I didn't think I was anything. And my mom was like, when I mean she was more, she's gonna be upset because she's a mom. Like,
Yeah, of
what
course.
mom wants to hear that their child got bullied and stuff? So she went down to the school, went down to the girls, and that, like, these times I didn't even know my mom came.
Where these girls at?
That's basically, she was like that, but she was more of a calm, but like you can tell, like she was angry. But I didn't even know she was at my school these times, because I'm hearing from my friends, "Oh, Moy, I've just seen your mum." So I'm like, "What do you mean you just seen my mum?" Like, I don't know. Like, they're like, "Your mum's at the front gate. Like, she's at the reception." So I'm thinking, what's going on? Tutus. I'm hearing my mum's come down to the school to deal with the girls.
Don't mess with her, child.
Yo, basically, and I still advise people, don't mess with me, because my mom.
Your mum go come.
Yeah, and do you know what? Yeah, I get scared for people. So as much as you're scared, I'm scared for you, because it's the fact that you mess with her daughter. Like, this is not even just her daughter, you mess with her child at the end of the day. And every mother knows, Angelina, you probably know this yourself. When somebody messes with your daughter or your child, it's a different bottle of worms that they open up. Like,
100.
you get me? So my mom she went off, and she kind of just spoke to the kids and just said to them, "Look, would you like it if someone done that to you, or do you want me to get your parents involved?" And then obviously mom brought the police as well. She was just like, "Should I call the police?" Because I got beaten up on the road, so it could have been dealt with on.
Yeah,
you get me? They could have been gone for assault at the age that they was. We're all in high school at this point.
And this is what people don't understand, is that you can do things like that, and it is an offence. It's a criminal offence.
But that's what they don't understand. And you just do stuff because it makes you look cool. Like, that's what the girls done it for. It made them look
Doesn't
cool.
it?
To them, well, at that time, I don't really care now for them, but at that time, they thought it was what made them cool. And little did they know, you just affected someone's life on a mad thing. Like, when I mean confidence, when my confidence dropped, I'm talking about, didn't want to do nothing, didn't want to show my talent. I just didn't care anymore at that point. Yeah. And then you kind of, my mom don't even know, but at that time, in them times, you kind of contemplate whether it's like if you want to live or not. It's like, why I get picked? Why was I the one that got picked? Why am I always being picked? So it was a thing where it took a long time. And when I mean a long time, I only got the confidence that I have when I went into my first year of college, where you kind of find yourself again. So I'm talking about from year 8 till year 12. That's a good amount of years for someone to really build up their confidence. It's about 4 years. Yeah. So I can't sit here and be like it was an easy time to go through, because this is the hardest time of my life. It was just like, you don't know yourself, you don't understand yourself, you kind of second think about yourself, like you doubt yourself a lot. And no matter what, like, people used to tell me, "Oh, man, you have a God-given gift," and it's like, yeah, but I don't feel like it. Like, I don't feel like that. And it was until I got into college and understood myself, it was just that point where I'm like, you know what, yeah, it's a new chapter. I'm not there no more. Like, I had to grow up and I had to learn to love myself. And I've always, I don't know who told me this, but somebody told me this in my life. It was just like, whatever you do, you got to look in your mirror, no matter what. and say, you know what, I appreciate you. And I'm talking about you as the person. You look into the mirror, you look at yourself, and you learn to love yourself. Because before you can love anybody else, you have to love yourself. And that's what I've
100.
learned, where I've had the confidence to just say, you know what, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people have to say. I don't care what people want to do. Like, I look at myself and I know I love myself. I can sit here and say I've loved myself. I've gone through trials and tribulations. Who are you to come tell me something? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for sharing, my man. That was deep.
Yeah, thank you.
You turn that pain into power. So what does it, you see, when you reflect on those experiences, what does it mean to you now?
It made me into who I am, because I don't think when you go into the music thing, you kind of need confidence. So I have the confidence to just go out there and be like, you know, I'm gonna sing a song and I'm gonna sing with my heart, and like I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, because I know what I'm going through. It's not an easy road, and another thing, what gets me as well is you go through stuff to make you who you are. So everything that you go through in life is like your training ground to your end result. So,
yes. So maybe that you went through that. So when the music industry comes now, you're already ready for them.
Can I just ask, is anybody getting a feedback, or is it just me?
Yeah, some weird like noises.
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback too. Wait, can everyone still hear me? I don't know. Okay, everyone can still hear me. All right, cool. That's cool.
It's stopped now.
Ooh, what's going on? The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar.
Jasmine, we need you to pray it out.
Yeah, like that. It's pure crackling.
Maybe is it even when I speak as well?
No, it might be the charger.
It could be the charging. Alright, let's go. Is everything
the life of technical world?
Yo, this is technology at its finest. No, because that's a dead camera.
It's the Matrix, Pia. It's never perfect.
But we can still fight through this. It's cool.
Yeah, man, I can still hear you.
Okay, let's carry on. Let's carry on.
With some predator in the background.
We ain't gonna let this little feedback stop us. Like, what stopped us before? We've had internet problems. We've had everything. So what's gonna stop us now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing. You didn't have to, Samoy, but you went straight to it.
Yeah, I think it's a story that you got to tell somehow, some way in life. Like, and it might inspire somebody else who's probably going through the same situation. Like,
yeah, man.
But what about you, Sir Jerome?
Where do I go?
I mean, you don't need to go deep like I did.
Question, Jerome, why do you always wear hats? That is your signature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm challenging people's unconscious bias. So what I've done is I'm like the new age Ali G, where I go into these environments where a lot of people operate and wouldn't expect someone like me. So I've purposely gone for job interviews, purposely working at the mayor's office with my cap on. I'm challenging that unconscious bias. And as you can see, there's little signs now where I'm trying to show people that this is where it's at, you know, seek your knowledge from the homeland. So this is a brand called Motherland Official. It's all about the motherland. But yeah, so I wear hats just to challenge people's narrative, to challenge, because people, when they see you in a cap, they have a certain perception. But as soon as you talk, I get all the time, oh, you speak well. And it's like, we're challenging your unconscious bias there. And I don't mind it, but it's just, it just helps people to break different types of barriers. What do you want to know? Because I always go deep, and I can go deep, but it's, Angie knows a little bit about my story. Because we've had.
So should I go first? Because you will never end.
No, I will end, but it's just.
I'll pull you in.
You go first.
No, just saying, just because the thing with you're very deep and you go in, and maybe our viewers need that. Amoy, what do you think? You've obviously had some conversations with.
Moy, what do you want to know?
I want to know everything, like especially the way how people know about, like you lot didn't know that before about me, so like, I'm comfortable with my story. You get what I'm saying? And I want you guys to share a story that you guys are comfortable with, that has made you into the person that you are today, and what kind of morals you carry from that story that shaped you into a person. You get what I'm saying?
I've got lots though. That's the thing. I'm comfortable with my complete story, but my story is very traumatic. Just to say, so I can tell you stuff that is going on live now for me, or I can tell you historical stuff. I can talk about stuff that's related to what we're trying to combat. You know, violence. You know, in my face, you can see I've been stabbed 7 times. So, what do you want to know? This depends on what you want to know, you or the viewers.
Okay, let's do the knife crime one, because I mean it ties in beautifully with what we are trying to combat. So we can talk about the scar.
Okay, so as you can see on my face, I've got a scar here, where I got stabbed actually here, and then here, but they burnt it into one kind of scar, basically. And I got stabbed 7 times in one go. So I was sitting in the car, and this is when I learned about the spirit. So you know the spirit of everything. I was sitting in the car. These guys came around the car. I was in an area that had issues with the area I'm originally from, and then they just stabbed me up in the car. But I got out of the car. I thought it was going to rob the car, so I was chasing them, but I didn't realize I'd already been stabbed. And I was with my stepmom. She was in the shop. And when people say, "Oh, what was it like?" It was the best feeling in the world. And the reason why I say that's crazy. Yeah, this is why my narrative is not. It doesn't serve a lot of the narratives around being stabbed. So being stabbed actually served me powerfully because it connected me to presence. It connected me to life. It introduced me to angels and all these kind of supernatural things that I'd never been. I never truly understood until that moment.
I just put a disclaimer out there that we are not egging it to be. You should be in.
No. I'm never glorifying it as I'm just saying from my personal experience. This is what happened. I'm not going to say, "Oh, go out there and get stabbed." It's the best thing in the world. But for me, it was such a wake up call because everything that I wanted to do in life, I thought about. I never did. And then in that moment, I was like, these guys, these pricks just, stabbed me, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Right? How can I let these guys stab me? I'll beat them all up. But it doesn't matter if you beat them all up. They still can stab you and kill you. Doesn't matter about that. But in that moment, so my stepmom, she was driving the car and she was driving around the roundabout. She was screaming, don't die. And I was like, calm down. We're going to be all right. Just drive here. And then next, my heart was beating. My body went like really white. I could feel my heart. And then, boom, something over. Everything went white. And then I started leading her. And I was having a conversation with God, I would say, or myself. And it was just like, you got a purpose here. You're safe. I just felt really safe and calm and in tune. I could feel the flow of my blood. I could feel my breath. Everything. I could feel it. It was intense. And then I was just leading her. I was just like, take the next left, take the right. All the cars are moving out the way for us. It was just nuts. And then I don't remember how we got to the hospital. I just remember getting to the hospital, walking out, sitting down, and then being like, got stabbed. And my friends were in the hospital. So it was a crazy experience, but it was necessary to tune me into the fragility of life. And it was crazy because before all of that, I'd had so many different traumatic events that had served different messaging purposes. So based on my experience, I shouldn't be where I am today, but absolutely not. So when I see statistics, when I see outcomes, when they these things called adverse childhood experiences, loads of different things. Based on my journey, I should not be where I am. So I know I'm an anomaly in a sense because it's not a joke. Like I've still got my dad right now is a crackhead, so he's on crack, and And the people that have been selling in crack, I know, I grew up around. So these are guys that I know, I grew up around, have been selling in crack. And it shows you this code, this street code people have. There is no street code. It's a load of crap. So when people say, oh yeah, man, my boys and all this stuff, it's not a game, because I'm actually documenting my dad right now. So I can show people the reality of what that looks like. When you're trapping in a trap house and you're taking vulnerable people, this is what it looks like. It's not a game. So for me, when people talk about this issue, this isn't just a story to me, a statistic. It's something that impacts my life. You know, I'm in danger. Yeah, I'm absolutely going for it. Certain areas I go to, I'm in potential danger. People will try and kill me, not for me, but for people that are my family or I'm associated to. And that's the crazy thing about this whole situation.
So when people actually, or the parents used to say to us when we were younger, you're guilty by association, it's actually a real saying.
Yeah. For me, it's not even like you're guilty. It's just there is this wolf pack mentality. And I always say to people, if you're going to get into problems with anyone, just know you're going into it with you and the 10 closest people. Because what they will do is if they can't get you, they will get your sisters, your mum, your friends, anything to hurt you. You know, so just be prepared to lose any of them. You know, and so that for me is what's been vivid. And it's been a good learning because I'm able to have my ear to the street and know what's truly going on to help bring solutions to the table. But it also makes me know about the value of understanding trauma, because I was from a traumatic background, growing up in care, seeing my mum being raped as a 4-year-old, you know, being abused in care for 5 years, you know, being stabbed, seeing my mum jump off a roof and die and come back, all these different things. This served me. So that when I see these characters, and I call them characters because the street persona, the road guys, they play characters. They're not their genuine selves. So when I see them playing their roles, I'm like, you're not genuine, because you're not the ones who are genuine don't play roles.
But how do you know? How can you?
I can tell you now, real guys on the road who are doing dirt and doing craziness, they don't play roles. They're playing trauma. They're playing out trauma. The ones who are not traumatized are playing roles because they're scared and they see the traumatized as safety. It's so crazy how it's intertwined. So what they do, my brother, for instance, he is known as a real road guy. He's was very violent growing up, but he was traumatized. So people would say, he's a bad boy. No, he's a traumatized child who doesn't know how to control his trauma and has only known violence. So he uses it as his expression, as his projection. So when they see that, they're like, he's a bad man. We need to stay around him. He's also our protection. He doesn't want that. But that's what they're attached to him anyway, because it doesn't matter whether he wants it or not. They're going to stay around him because they need his level of fearlessness. Because when you have a certain level of trauma, you don't fear. Like I was known as the good sweet boy, but people were scared of me because I wasn't scared of them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They were like, why is Ryma not running away from this beef? Well, I've seen guys get shot and all these things from young. So what's this to me? This is nothing. I've seen my mum I'm running programs. When I'm seeing guys run it, I'm running that through a program, a thought of the same guy raping my mum. I'm watching that through my head before I fight you. That's a different level of tiger. You're coming out with lion energy because of that. So it's like, I don't care. You can kill me now. It's a level of suicide. Yeah. Because you don't have to deal with your emotional trauma. So it's important to recognize those in these arenas. And there's not enough people talking about the vulnerability, the rawness of and that's why I'm so raw with my experience, because a lot of what these guys are doing with all young ladies, it's so raw. But they don't even need to say it. Their actions show you how raw it is. So I just explicitly say it, so it gives permission for those who are not saying it to unconsciously start to look at themselves and be like, wow, my man went through that. I also went through that, or something similar. Or do you know what I'm saying? So we don't normalize trauma. We normalize love. I was just literally having a conversation today with some guys from my area, and we were speaking about why is it we've got quicker access to trauma than we do love. our community we make it so easy to access trauma, but when it comes to love, it takes a lot more.
Do you know what I feel like? I feel like it's, again, I always say it's the times that you grow in. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like my mum's era and time, and my grandma's era and time as well, was the best time to kind of feel the love and understand what real love is. And this is what I say to everyone, like, I will never know what real love is. I would know what my mum's love is. I know that kind of love. I know parents will love, like that kind of love, but I would never know what genuine love is, because we grow up in a time where it is a different kind of love. We call it fake love nowadays, you know what I'm saying? And our generation never got to experience the realness and just, you know, the truth, like the truthfulness, like the way how people really want to deal with you. We've just never had the chance.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. You as an individual are real love. Your creation is out of love. Your mom and your father had you out of love, right? So your very essence is love. So you don't need to look for it. It's you. When you look at your level of the depth of your creation, so that every molecule, the level of beauty that you have, the intelligence, the level of resilience, that is love. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people are searching for love or trying to find themselves. You are yourself. What are you trying to find? It's just sometimes the programs that we have out there are channeling us to look externally rather than internally. So we have to always inquire. You are it. You are absolutely it. You're everything. You're infinite, and you're also nothing at the same time, because we're so small in this kind of cosmos. So it's important to recognize that you are love. And if you start with you, like, yeah, boy, and even just like, even if you're like, you don't believe it as much, but your thought process is like, oh yeah, I am love. Of course I am. Because of the energy you emit, that when you smile, you make the rooms light up. That's love. So that's what the problem is that people are looking for love outside of themselves when you are it. And that's it.
Do you remember what I was saying, that you only find love the only way you can love anybody else is when you love yourself?
Yeah.
It works like that. No matter what anybody tries to say to me and say, you can find love elsewhere. No, you really have to find love in yourself before you can even project love. Because if you know what self-love is, then you know what love is. Because loving yourself is the most hardest thing to do.
But it's not.
No, but for some people, but this is what I'm saying. The media like to make it look like loving yourself is the most hardest thing to do. But it's a mind game. Because you look at everybody else's things and you're thinking, why don't I have that quality about myself? Why don't I have that quality? Why don't I look like that? But when it's you as your person, you as yourself, God, in the Bible, it says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. If we've gone by that all the time, if we instilled that into the kids of nowadays, I promise you, we would grow up a little bit different and understanding that love is, like what you said, in you. Because God made you, and he made you out of love. And you wouldn't be here if he didn't love you. Even if you've gone back to glory, he still loves you, because you go back to, you go back home.
Have you seen the haka?
No, I haven't seen that one.
What the New Zealanders do. So they have a thing in New Zealand,
I've seen that,
where they beat the chest. And it's like they all seem to know this thing called the haka. But what is beautiful about it is it tunes them into now. And you can see them, it's like they're all expressing and they're unified. So everyone in New Zealand seems to know the haka, or Fiji. And it's like, that's what we need in the community, is something that brings us all together, that we can all identify with. Like even our national anthem, all of us don't know the national anthem. But why would we? When Great Britain is out there doing madness over our history, do you know what I mean? But what I want to do, I want to come on to Angie because of time. So Angie, do you have any stories for us that you want to share?
Not sure if you can hear me. My internet has crashed, so my screen is frozen. I guess it's a self-love story as well. Oh, this is annoying.
We can still hear you.
I can hear you and see you.
Yeah, bro, we can hear you and see you.
My screen is frozen, but anyway, I'll just speak. So as we have touched base on in previous shows, my background is dancing, or being a dancer, I should say. I like to say I'm retired now, and this story's kind of why. I've basically been dancing since I was 4, so pre-primary, in ballets, like 3 years plus. And my mum's always put me into extracurriculums after school, on weekends, and I think it's because I never had my dad around, so maybe she thought that was a way of keeping my mind occupied and I wouldn't feel less of a child. I think every child imagines having their mother and father constantly, and I obviously didn't have that. I had my mum, and then I had my nan. Sorry, my daughter's singing downstairs. I used to think my nan basically also would act as my dad, in a sense of like I'm called the spoiled child because I get everything I want, or used to get everything I want, and that to me I base it on because I didn't have my dad around. I mean, my cousins had their dads around and their mums around. They had a mother and father. I was the only grandchild for my nan who didn't. So my nan played my dad, and mum played mum as well as both. So dancing was a thing that I stuck with throughout my years. I did everything from gymnastics to horse riding to swimming to karate, judo, all that.
I can't hear you, Angie.
Angelina, I don't know what happened.
Try and speak now. Oh, you're gone, man.
Yeah, live. What's going on? And the story was becoming like.
I was in.
Do you get me?
This is why I don't like this stuff. Get us out the matrix.
We need to, guys, we will soon get like a big studio where we can actually have this
do this live. Yeah.
But Angelina, if you can get back your sound, because we still got time. Like your story is here for time. Like we have to get through this episode. Yeah, and guys, this is why we need your help to like help us get to where we need to get to. We have a GoFundMe page as well. It's again, as much as they say it's not about the money, sometimes it is, because there's stories out there that have to be heard that inspires others. And if you guys can just help, it would be so nice. So make sure you guys spread this around, because the more you help us is the more we get to the goal that we are all looking for, which is just to give youths somewhere to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But
sure.
Angelina, what's going on? Are you back?
Angie?
Oh, I think she.
You're gonna log on through your phone.
Is she gonna come on the phone? He's
trying to think. Technical. We are experiencing technical difficulties at the moment. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a second.
You know what screen? We should have that standby screen. Please stand by.
Yes. Let's go. But yeah, so Angie was touching on some stuff. I was waiting for it to get to the point, man.
I think she's trying to log in by her phone. If she can even log in by her phone, because I'm doing it by my phone right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
There we go. I think she's switched up.
Guys, we're gonna get the story, so make sure you lot stay on. Don't drop the connection. But while we're waiting for her, Jerome, we can still talk about.
I was going to say, was there any other things you wanted to know? Was there any other questions you had out of our conversation?
Like you, again, like I always see you as a happy person. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. And just your story alone, just listening to your story, hearing your story, it was just like, yeah, it's inspiring, because it's like, it's nice to see another person that can stay yeah, we all, like Mom said, if you guys could hear, I told you she is here,
Yeah.
but she is never far. We all have a story, and we've all got something to say. And I think, hold on, we might have Angelina back.
Yeah.
No cap. But we all got a story to share, and it's just amazing that you just shared your story and still be a positive guy and a positive role model in life as well. Like, may I just add that?
Thank you. But trauma is informal if you allow it to be. So that's what it's about, man. Angie, you back with us?
Yeah, sorry. I don't the devil is funny sounds like I was okay on the phone. We need to pray that out, Jasmine. See, yeah, need to pray over it.
Sorry, guys, I was meant to hide her. We got to pray that out, but Angelina, the floor is all yours, man. No cap.
Where did I go?
So you was talking about dance. Let's go from there. Yeah.
Okay, so I may go over things that I said already, I don't even know. But long story short is dance has always been my go-to thing to express myself, whether I'm sad, sick, lonely, upset. It's also a thing that I had passion about because it's fun. It just like hearing the beat send something through you. Like there's one song in particular that I really, really love at the moment, like Soca Song, and I could be feeling down or depressed and just hearing the song I don't know what it does, it's something in the kind of energy of the music just makes you just want to dance and smile and live your best life. So dance has always been that for me. But going to a ballet school, my dance teacher was one of those people that you had to have the perfect dance body for instance, ballet. So being a Caribbean woman, we have certain assets that maybe other cultures, colors may not have. So as I got to 13, 14, assets obviously started to develop, and they were harder and harder to hide. So I always had to kind of take myself down to like leotards. In ballet, when you do grades and you go for your exams, you're actually not allowed to wear underwear. You are meant to be like just tights and a leotard, that's it. So as I started to get older, it was really, really hard. So duct tape became my best friend because that was the only thing I could possibly do. And dance underwear is expensive. And as much as my mum bought everything for me, when I got older I didn't want her to spend all that because she was a single mother. My dad didn't help, he didn't pay nothing. My nan obviously was there, but I didn't think it was fair. So certain things I used to struggle with, like that was just like using tape rather than going and buying the correct dance gear. And I think I must have been 14 now, and I passed all my grades in ballet and tap and everything, and she was like to me, okay, this is like your prime time now, and if I wanted to move on to like RAD, which is the Royal Ballet Dance Association, I needed to kind of tuck my tailbone in, which is basically on your back that leads into your bum. So for me it was hard because I really loved ballet and I wanted to do it as a profession. And I was always told to tuck in my tail. Like my ballet school, she had two ballet schools, Miss Leslie. She had one in Barnet and one in Wembley. And we always used to sit at dance shows and we were like, okay, the Wembley dance school is full of black people and the Barnet school is full of white people. So you could actually tell the difference in like movements and dances because of our colour. And we were always told that we would never be ballerinas because we had obviously assets, boobs and bum. So that was my whole life. And then I went on a crash diet to have this perfect ideal body of a ballerina or a dancer. And that was where I went down hill in life, I guess. I then developed eating disorders from that. I was bulimic. I dropped down from probably, I don't know, at that time, a healthy size. At the smallest I've been in my life was probably like a size 4 to size 2. And being like me now, it was a major drop, and I hid it very well from my mum for a very long time until I think I was at breaking point where I was just feeling sad. I couldn't even hold food. Like I was very sneaky with being bulimic. I could literally So for people who don't know, bulimia is like you throw up and most people stick their fingers down their throat or some type of object like a toothbrush or something that can suppress your tongue to make you gag. I was so good at it, I could hide that and I could do it naturally myself because I was so into dropping down, and that was the quickest way of losing everything and being that ideal image. I could literally throw up silently. You wouldn't know. Like when you hear people, they make that awful throwing up, vomiting sound. Don't do that. I'm a whiz. My mum used to say I come and literally could be quiet and I could make myself out putting anything down my throat. And I was like to mum, I think I'm at breaking point. Like, what do I do? I was hospitalized for a while. My friends didn't know either because I could hide things. Mummy. Yes, baby. Mum in the TV. Yeah, okay. Why are you crying? Mummy in the TV. Okay. I'm assuming. Why are you crying? That my mum's watching it downstairs and she's a bit confused. Mum in the TV.
Oh.
Do you know what? It happens.
Oh. At least she's concerned.
That's mum.
She doesn't understand.
That is
wow. So, Angie, that's such a powerful account of what happened, and these are the things that there's all these silent battles that people are having, and it's so important that we have these conversations because it brings it to the surface and lets you know you're not alone in this as well, because there's probably other people that are probably dealing with this now, and the fact that these industries they can't appreciate you for where you're at. They're trying to mold you into something that you're not. That's the devil's work, man. This is why we've got to switch up this entertainment thing, man, and just make it where people can like deeply express.
Do you know? I always used to, and I think you don't know something until you're in it. You get what I'm saying? And when you're really in it, like you really understand the downside. Like everyone thinks the entertainment industry or any industry is easy, and it's not, because you go through some trials and tribulations, and it again, it's like a make or break you. And it's something that every celebrity, no matter their industry that they're in, if you look at every industry every celebrity is in, whether you're an actor, whether you're a director, whether you're a singer, whether you're a dancer, they always deal with something. And they always have to go through that pinnacle point of their career where it's just like, yo, like they're going through some hell-bent stuff, and you're thinking, how do you do this and still, make yourself look presentable, go on TV, still do your thing? And it's just amazing that, Angelina, your story could inspire, will inspire, not even could, everybody's story here will inspire someone, because someone is probably going through the same exact thing that we're talking about now. And it's funny how all of our stories is about self-love in a way, but they're all similar to each other, but they're all in different industries and they're in different types of emotions. You get what I'm saying? So someone is definitely gonna look at this and be like, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm more than enough. I can do this. Because if these three can do it, why can't I?
Do you know what people need to understand? You should seek help. You don't have to go through it alone. You can, even if you tell somebody, they may actually understand you, or you might to them that be like somebody, you may have something that is called that. Like, I know my trauma, the color of my skin, and I was always kind of told from people that people would only love me for my body, which kind of leads on to why I kind of gave up dance, because I thought I get very I'd go things very heavily, like I go over the top with certain things. So I think after I had Amaya, I was like, okay, I'm done with dance, because I know I'd have to get into that perfect body again to be a dancer. And I was just like, I'm not going to put myself in that mindset, because if I trigger myself, am I going to get back to that 14-year-old person? But I mean, it's hard because social media doesn't help people. So like you see all these fights, for instance, like with Amore, you see all these girls and boys fighting with each other and people are recording it and putting it viral. It's not right, because that triggers people. you're traumatized by the internet. The internet shows you things that people think that's reality. It's like, I guess, touching on a tricky subject, porn. I guess many people believe porn is reality, and it's not. Nothing like that whatsoever. So you can't just take what the internet says with everything. It's hard.
I think there's a powerful message in all of us sharing today, that we are three different people who have just come together through Hearts of Talent, and there's so much different trauma within us three, you know, and so that there is definitely an element of showing up and seeing the people around us, you know. So I think it's important that I've been saying it a lot recently about, you know, we need to see people so we can respond adequately to their needs, because not everyone wants to ask for help. Sometimes help is about you showing up and being that light, just saying, look, I see you're not in the place you need to be, and I'm just here to give you space. Because when you speak to a lot of people who are in these, I do a lot of work in mental health institutions and with people who are in a dark place. Most of the time, the thing that makes a difference is time, quality time, and showing up and seeing, and not even having to say much, not even having the answers, but just being able to show up and be your true, authentic self, and listen from the heart, respond from the heart, you know, and that's gold, you know, people's time and energy. And I think social media, as you said, Angie, it distracts you from the reality of what the world is, and being able to take proper action on what you need. Because we had pressures, but now we have even more pressures, because there's so much work and so much intention to draw us away from ourselves. So I put up a post today, funny enough, about unplugging from the matrix, so that you can tune into the reality of where you are now, because you're like, the very vessel that we are is breathing, and it's in a good place. But our minds trick us into believing that it's not, and believing that the world is this and world is that. But you as an individual are an amazing creation, and you can turn it around at any moment, any time. So it's important that I think that we create these spaces where we can have these genuine, real, thought-provoking, deep, conscious conversations, so that, you know, we can help to, because one thing, like for me today, I'm super inspired. I'm just like, wow, you know, just as short as the stories are, it makes you walk away and go, you know what? It's a beautiful day. You know, we're here. We're all resilient in some way or form. We've come through, you know, tribulations and tests, and we have our testimonies. So it's powerful to be able to really like reflect on some of the trauma and create new meaning, because there's always two meanings available to us. It's just whether we choose to grow from it or suffer. And a lot of people choose suffering rather than knowing that there's also, because, you know, they say God gives you tests, but not in the way you want it. So sometimes you'll have a test and you'll think, yeah, why did God give me that test? Because it's not the way I wanted it. But then the other side of that is there's a meaning that's always available, that it's down to you whether you put the glasses on or the lens to see. And so it's like, for me, just listening is like, oh my God, there is so much to be done, but it doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes seeing and responding to seeing. And responding doesn't mean you have to be like, there, it's okay. Responding can just be like, you know what? I recognize that you're not in a good space. I'm just going to sit here in silence. And whenever you want to talk, you can talk. If you don't, and you want to sit in silence, then we'll do that. And being comfortable to do that, you know? So yeah, man, beautiful shares, team.
You know what's funny? Like, even just saying that, right? Like, because, like, even, all right, cool. Like, I don't publicly say this. I haven't really publicly said it. But if you are on my Instagram, then you see, even losing my grandma has put me in a space of, it's like, sometimes, like, just like my cousin, me and my cousin going through the same thing, basically. She lost hers, I've lost mine. And what we usually tend to do is just sit there, and like, I don't even need her to tell me she's okay. It's just sitting there, and we recognize each other's pain, because before anybody else can see it, she can see my pain and I can see hers.
And just the fact of sitting silently, because everyone feels like you have to say something in certain situations. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing at all. You just need to be there for the person, because that's all the person wants. And this is an experience for me where, like, it's not an easy one. I'm not gonna lie, it's not an easy one. Again, I can sit here, be on a podcast, but like as we talk, I'm in my grandma's house, so it's not as easy as it looks.
No,
it's a mad one. I'm happy that we've spoken about this, because like everyone goes through the same thing, but no one has the strength to even just be real and talk about it, or not even be real and talk about it. Probably some people don't have that strength, just that strength alone, to just say, you know what, I'm going through the same thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I was telling me the time.
Oh yeah. Now I was gonna say there's something about our community and how do we deal with death through celebrating life, for instance. So how do you keep the grandma alive in conversations, in ideas, in phrases? You know what I mean? Like, what do we do to keep those memories alive? Because it's about understanding that yes, the vessel is not here, but the spirit is still there.
Are you
And
asking?
so, no, I'm just saying it's just something that we should really think about in terms of, like, because there's lots of people that are passing, and it's how do we honor those lives? Because some people, didn't make it to life. There's lots of people that have made it, and some people had a short time here, others had a long. So what do we do to honor those lives and keep them alive?
Do you know, I was at my grandma's funeral. Bishop Samuel said something that was so important, and it was just like, you gotta love the ones that are here now, because the ones that are gone, you can't fix it. Like whatever's gone wrong, you can't fix it because they're no longer here. So anybody that's here now, you always have to love them now. Don't love them later, because later is what is a song says, my later is much greater. So they've gone back to glory, but at the same time, you're gonna hold on to that hurt that you're holding on to, and you're missing on that opportunity that when they was alive, you could have said, you know what, forget everything that's going on right now. I actually love you as a person. And that it's crazy. But everyone, like I say, Bishop Samuel was like, everybody knows he's a great man. And what he said at the funeral was just amazing, because it's just like, you gotta love those that are here now. Because the now is what we live in. We don't live in the later, we don't live in the past, and we definitely don't live in the future. We live in the now.
Yeah.
So that's what I think I've taken it on.
Wow. Angie, anything else to add before we close up shop? It's been a deep one today.
Yeah.
Say to anybody who go through, whether I can't cope with technology.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Sorry. To people, like, you also think that what they're going through is small, and maybe that's why people don't reach out, but nothing can be too small. Seek help or confide in somebody. By you confiding in somebody is actually you asking for help. You don't actually have to go and answer it, because I think, let's talk about our generation today. Pride is a big thing. For as much as we all say it doesn't, we probably all have an ounce of pride of us, and it shows in some sort of situation that we go through or something that happens in our life. And people say, "I'll just overcome it, get over it." Yeah, we will try, but it's a human nature. So just, if you feel down, speak to your friend, speak to somebody. Just be like, when they ask you, "Are you having a good day?" Don't say, "Yeah," and you're lying, you've had a bad day. Be like, "No, I've had a shit day," and get it off your chest. If that doesn't work for you, I learned from my god sister, actually, is that maybe you should write it down, whether it's writing a letter to that person who has upset you or hurt you, or write a memo. Find a way that you can correlate with, whether that is like cards of talent. use your talent to kind of express your emotions, to keep you out of the streets or out of situations that you may find yourself in or are in. Use it, express yourself, because most people are trapped. As Jerome would say, we're all kind of trapped in some sort of society, and you need a way out, but we don't know how. And use arts. So Hearts of Talent is really going to be a platform that people can reach out to, whether that is us here on the screen, whether it's other mentors we have, whether it's pastors, whether it is the CEOs, whether it's contestants. There's help out there, and help starts from home is one thing my mum always said to me. Help always starts from home. If you can't find it at home, seek elsewhere. But I guess people who are closest to you may know you. Some people don't like that, and they want to go out, they want an outsider because they think people close to them will judge them. But try. Don't even sit in the mirror and speak to yourself. I always used to do that, like affirmations before any dance shows. I would just speak to myself, because it boosts you up mentally, naturally, and it puts some type of adrenaline, endorphins in your body. Live your best life. Innit, boy? Live your best life. We've only got one. Live it to the fullest.
Exactly. There is only one you, and there's only one life. Live your best life and be the only you. That's it. That's my take on stuff. I spoke a lot.
Can I just be me? It's one of the with Can I Just Be Me? And that was a tribute to myself after getting over the sickness of the mental illness, they call it bulimia, because you just be yourself. Like I'm always said, there's only one you. So our people, anybody who's going through a situation, there is also professional organizations out there that you can reach out to, depending on what it is, what circumstance you are in. Don't feel ashamed. Everybody needs help, no matter how big you are. We all need help. God needed help. Everybody needs help. We all need it.
Thank you, team. So I think we're going to wrap this up. This has been Hearts of Talent. And thank you for Amoy, Angie, for sharing your stories. And we over and out.
Do we have
next week?
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Okay, so we have a video out, but I'm just going to put up there again. The 3rd and 4th, is that actually next week? Is that generally next week? So the 3rd and 4th of August, guys, is a serious date. Brent Cross Shopping Centre is, I think it's the first ever shopping centre in London or Northwest. Some statistics along those. It's well known. It's been there for years. People wanted to bomb it and all sorts. So it's probably in the history book somewhere. Please come and just meet us, talk to us. If you don't want to audition, but you have a life situation going on that you think we may be able to help you with, we are connected to many people. You will see, we will start throwing up names now because we can. We are connected to many organizations, help out there. Even the Popo, the police, we have a good connection with them. They're not bad people as society makes out or media makes them out to be. They are actually very, very lovely guys, girls, teams. I know obviously we have the racism going in, but we'll leave that out there for now. We can help with certain situations, and community is not alone. So come meet us the 3rd and 4th of August, Brent Cross Shopping Centre. I don't know what the postcode is. I'm going to say NW something, but yeah, you'll find it.
NW2, Mum says.
Or
NW3.
Prince Charles Drive.
One of them.
Charles Drive. In Hendon.
You can't. The only shopping centre. You got food there. You got all the lovely shops. Main stage, flyers. What can I say? I'm excited. I'm just taking away all my little PA stuff. So yeah, we got CEO on this, and PA. We're all in each category of Hearts of Talent, and we can come together as one. How amazing is that?
For real. So what is this? Is this our wrapping up, guys?
It's wrapping up. Video, is it music? What was it this week?
Oh, do we have a music video for this week? Nah, we don't. Not this week. But we'll have one, not next week, the week after. Because reason being, we are at Brent Cross, so people don't forget that. It is down there. The 3rd and 4th of August. Be there or be square, as they say. That was so cringe. But anyways, Guys, we love you all. Be your best self. Be the best you. You only have one life. Make sure you use it wisely. And you know what? You are the best person. Just learn to love yourself and stuff like that. So yeah. Peace and
out. Have a great weekend and keep growing, people.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.